Hello, finally the video promised, intermittent fasting from Karen Gaynor. Hiya.
Hi.
I'm Heather.
I'm Karen.
This was promised on Mindsoul last week, so we got here eventually. Karen, I've been meaning to talk to you for such a long time about this. Why did you start fasting and what intermittent fasting and what are the benefits of it?
Okay, so I initially started fasting because I had tried everything else, every other diet known to man I had tried. And I came across intermittent fasting on the internet and I said, why not try this? Because as I said, I tried everything else. And I did initially lose 10 pounds that I wanted to lose. And then I just kind of used to fast on and off. I more used it as a weight loss tool than anything else. But the health benefits that came along with it was what actually changed the whole game for me and made me say, no, do you know what? I want to make this a lifestyle. Because I had stopped fasting for a little while and I went back to my old habits and I felt horrible in myself again. So when I was thinking to myself, whatever worked for you, what was the best thing you ever did? It was fasting. So I got back on board with fasting and that's where I'm at today.
So were the people looking at you like I would have done over the years and say you're beautiful and you're slim? Do you know, where was that going? Because I would have never looked at you and seen you overweight.
And I probably never was particularly overweight, but for somebody that had been very slim all their lives and all of a sudden during lockdown, I piled on about 2 stone in weight. And a lot of people don't know this, but I have 6 pins in one of my hips. I have a curve on my spine and I've had surgery on my other hip. So I've had 2 hip surgeries and I have back issues. And as you know, when you put on any sort of weight, pain is a big thing because you shouldn't have any weight when you have these kind of issues because it just contributes more and more to the pain. When I started fasting, I discovered that fasting is actually a natural painkiller and an anti-inflammatory. So although I just had lost myself, Heather, if I'm honest, I lost who I was, I lost my groove, I just became, I wouldn't say I was miserable, but I'd say I was blah in my life. And I needed to do something. I was coming up to 44 years of age. I couldn't walk 10 steps without feeling in extreme pain. I had no motivation, no energy, no drive. And I set myself a challenge to do 100 days of OMAD, which was fasting 23 hours a day for 100 days and eating for 1 hour. And I learned so much about myself. I can walk now 10K with no pain. I have never ate so well in my life. My relationship with food has improved dramatically. My relationship with myself, my body image, my self-image, my confidence, everything just came into play through me taking this little bit of control. Because before that, I would have been an emotional eater and I would have had a bad relationship with food and with the weighing scales. I would have been scale obsessed.
Yeah. Well, me and you've just sat through a plan because I've committed to this with you. Because I trust you.
Yes.
Completely. And you know that I'm an emotional eater. And we discussed that. You're an emotional eater too.
Yeah.
So how does this work for people that along that line?
Well, what I would say in regards to emotional eating, and I've just said this to you a few minutes ago, when I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm angry, I eat. When I'm annoyed, I eat. Like, no emotion doesn't want me to make me want to eat. So when it comes to fasting, my plan in particular and what I do is I don't do keto. I don't do restrictive calories. I don't do low calories. I don't do portion size. I couldn't tell you the calories that are in the food. It's simple. You eat food you enjoy and you just control when you eat the food. So a lot of people with emotional eating, and when they start on restrictive plans, they feel deprived. And that's what makes you want to emotionally eat, because you feel in some way you're not getting enough, you're not feeling satisfied, you want more. But when you're on a day-to-day basis eating food that you actually enjoy and like, you don't feel that depravity. You don't feel that need to go off the rails and binge. So it's giving you control. Although people think fasting is very controlling, it's not, because when you're starting off fasting, as you just know because you're going to start today, it's 16 hours. So 16 hours could be from 7 p.m. in the evening till 11 a.m. in the morning. That's not massively controlling. It's doable and it's easy. And once you're eating food you enjoy, it's a win. It's win-win. Food you enjoy, you're just controlling when you eat it. And you get to decide. I don't tell you what times to eat. You decide what works for you, because everyone has a different schedule. Everyone has a different life, kids, family, work. So you find what works for you and they're the hours that you stick to.
I can see the energy in you. I can really see a difference.
I feel great. I feel great. Like, when you fast, like I've done 5-day fast, and I wouldn't necessarily tell people at the time when I'm doing it, and afterwards they'd be like, you did a 5-day fast, oh my god, did you not faint? You get this energy when you're fasting, even when you do shorter fasts. When you become in a consistent state of fasting, everything in your life becomes better. Your mood is lifted, your motivation is higher, everything becomes better, and you just feel generally in a better place. You feel happier, you feel zen. Stuff that used to bother you before doesn't bother you. It's just a lovely place to be, and that's true fasting.
You know, when we were talking about before about the word fasting, it feels like you hear that word and you think, right, that's denial.
Or starvation.
Yeah, starvation, but it's not, is it?
No, because like I just said to you there in the plan, you only eat food you love and food you enjoy. You're taking this mentality away from yourself of diet food and low-fat foods and ready meals and calorie counting. If somebody said to you, for the rest of your life, I just don't put one thing in your mouth unless you absolutely love it. Food is to be enjoyed. You're saying to yourself, well, I'm never going to lose any weight and I'm never going to feel, yeah, you will, because you're only eating food you like, you're feeling satisfied, you know you can have it again tomorrow. And I always say as well to people, if you're going to have a cake, make sure it's the nicest cake. If you're going to have a bar of chocolate, make sure it's the nicest bar of chocolate. Make sure it's your favourite one and you really, really enjoy it. And then you close your window and you're fasting again.
Tell me,
so it's enjoyable.
Tell me what's your favourite bar of chocolate?
My favourite bar of chocolate? Well, I have about 2 or 3 different ones. I like the M&M Nutcrackle one. I like the Carnival Cadbury's with the popping candy, which my kids absolutely hate and think it's rotten, so I love it.
Isn't that handy?
Yes, so I can have the whole bar. But I have discovered a love for chocolate that I never really had because I'm more of a savoury person, but a nice piece of chocolate and a mug of tea is it's my heaven.
We were talking about water because we both have that thing that we can't drink piles of water because we may as well sit on the toilet all day if we're going to do that. How does that work with this?
Well, everyone in an ideal world, people say 2 litres of water a day, 2 litres of water a day. I say to people, 5 glasses of water a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, 1 at lunchtime, and 2 others is doable. It's manageable. But if you're working in a job where you can't be running to the loo every 5 minutes, you're not going to be able to do that. So when you're at home, a good glass of water in the morning, a good glass of water in the evening, just to increase your uptake slightly. It's the same with exercise. People that have never exercised in their life, I'm not going to say to them, I want you to do an hour in the gym. Walk for 15 minutes. Leave your house, walk down the road for 15 minutes, turn around and come back. Get yourself a nice pair of runners, a nice pair of leggings, pair of earphones. Anyone that sees me out walking knows I'm there walking along with my podcast. 15 minutes down the road, 15 minutes back. And keep it really, really simple, really, really easy. And you will start to get the benefits. Like pain relief is a massive thing. Anyone that has weight on them already feels a bit of pain in their back, in their legs, and they're saying, I don't want to walk, I don't enjoy walking. So keep it simple. A little 10-minute walk, a little 15-minute walk, and then you turn and you walk home again.
I don't know where you find the time for all this between your other job and this. I really don't know where you find.
Well, it's funny because like we said as well, like the more you move, the more you want to move. The more you do, the more you fit into the day. Like during lockdown, there was days there I'd get up, go to the sofa, go to the kitchen, go to the sofa and go back to bed and still be exhausted. But now the more you move, the more energy you have, the more energy you create. And fasting definitely creates energy. So one of the things is you nearly have too much energy. You nearly feel too, okay, what will I do now? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Yeah, like definitely. And you feel just good in yourself. You want to be doing stuff. You want to be productive.
Why do you want this further? Where's this coming from? You know, it's like what you're doing, you're selling on. What is this all about? Because
I just think when it comes to fasting, I'm not dissing any other eating plan. I can't come along and tell you what food you're going to enjoy, what food you're going to like, what food you should eat. Because the way you were brought up and the food you had as a child and the relationship you have with food is completely different to the relationship I have with food. I just have this thing about ready meals and prepared food and calorie counting, and how can somebody else tell you that that's enjoyable and that's going to help you when the most enjoyable healthy foods are foods, natural foods that you enjoy. Like there's nothing nicer than new potatoes with a bit of butter, or homemade egg mayonnaise with scallions, or homemade brown bread. Nice, good quality food that you actually enjoy. Give that to me any day over a processed meal. And I just want other people to know it's not a money making racket. There's nothing you can you can market with fasting, because you're eating and you're not eating. But you're eating, your body will tell you what foods it craves and what foods it wants, and that's what you're eating. You're actually letting your body tell you, instead of some industry or someone from the outside world telling you what to eat. I'm not going to come up with an eating plan for you, but what I'll come up with for you is a personalised fasting plan.
Yeah. Sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to this, Karen.
It's exciting.
It is exciting, and it's an investment in us, isn't it?
Well, a lot of people, women in particular, you get to a certain age and you think, oh, look, I'm grand, I'm happy enough. Grand is not good enough anymore. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. We want to look amazing and feel amazing, and we deserve that. Every single person out there deserves to have a body that they feel proud of. You look in the mirror, you feel proud. And one thing that we actually haven't mentioned, and it's my biggest thing, is ditching the weighing scales, because I have this thing about weight. It's a number. It's a number on the scales. Nobody can tell you what weight you should be or what weight you shouldn't be. It's more about how you feel in yourself. When you look in the mirror, are you happy? Do you feel content in yourself? Do you feel confident in yourself? When you put on your clothes in the morning, do you feel happy? Are you dressing the way you want to dress, or are you dressing the way you have to dress? And the scales for me is throw them out, put them in the bin. If you weighed yourself here in my house today, and then you went down to the pharmacy and you weighed yourself, and then you went to the doctors and weighed yourself, I guarantee you'd be 3 different weights.
Yeah.
So, ditch the scales is my big thing as well.
Karen, I think we've covered everything, have we not?
I think we have. So we're all going to fast.
We're all going to...
It's starting. It's a movement, Heather.
It certainly is. We're going to put a telephone number up here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Oh, actually, the best place to get me is I have my Facebook page, Fasting for Life 2020. I have an Instagram page, Fasting for Life 2020. I have a website. And I have a YouTube. So it's all the same across the board, Fasting for Life. And you will be able to contact me through that. And if you want a personalised fasting plan, get on board, message me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
She's some woman, that's for sure. Thank you, Karen. We got there in the end, and I really appreciate it. Personally, and this as well. I think it's going to help a lot of people, and you are going to be one busy woman.
Here's hoping.